Hi Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading. This is your forecast for November 26th through December 2nd, 2018. Before I get started, I just have two quick announcements. The first is that my 2019 New Year forecast, reflection of the year readings for 2019 are up on the website if you want to book your reading. They're 50 minutes. I'm not really sure how much I priced them at, but you will get in that forecast the major theme and challenge for each month going forward in 2019, as well as the overall theme or challenge for 2019. So if you're interested in knowing more about what your new year is going to look like, I think it's a really great offering and opportunity to kind of make some notes what's going to be coming down the pipeline for you. And my other announcement is that I do offer private readings. I do have openings available this week and next week. And also my calendar for December will be open shortly. But if you want to book a private reading, links below in the description. You can either book through my client scheduling app or through my website. Either one of those. All right, guys, let us go ahead and get started with your weekly forecast. And this reading is for all Tauruses that may be watching, whether you are a Taurus sun, a Taurus moon, or a Taurus rising. And I'm using the Lover's Path Tarot deck today by Chris Waldeck. So let's see what's going on for you, Taurus. November 26th through December 2nd, 2018. Please give me 6 cards for Taurus. We're going to look at how you see yourself today, Taurus. What is the theme for you this week? What is the big picture? Something you have already learned that will be useful for you to remember this week. Your challenge, a lesson you are learning now, and a gift you will receive this week, Taurus. And one more for Taurus, please. Whoa, something popped out there. We have your card, Tradition, the Hierophant, and the 3 of Coins. They kind of came out on their side. So, obviously, this can have to do with conforming in some way, working with others, possibly a work relationship, or the relationship you have within a marriage or a partnership. There could be 3 people involved here with the 3 of Coins. But I definitely feel like here someone's questioning their marriage, their commitment to something. How much do they really believe? And, for example, the outside, what the outside pressures are telling them. So, external commitments, etc. The shoulds in life. I should do this, I should do that, but how much do you really believe in those types of things? All right, let's see what's going on for Taurus. Okay, the underlying theme or challenge of your reading is illusion, and this is the moon card. So, we have that full moon coming up tomorrow, which that's not part of this week, but just while I'm recording that, I'm just trying to think, because usually this is my Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces card. Some of you could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or even a Cancerian energy. But with illusion here, this is like things are not what they appear to be. You've got to kind of dive deep. You can have a lot of deep emotions, a lot of deep feelings coming up at this time. You may also just be needing to rely a lot on your intuition. Your intuition could be speaking to you, all right? But yeah, illusion can be also a card of transformation, like the moon card. So something is transforming into something else. And while it's going through that transformation process, it can be a little scary. It's kind of like, you're shedding one skin and developing a new outer layer. So as you go through this transformative time, it's kind of asking you to just listen to your intuition, because it is speaking to you. Okay, and you could be a little more sensitive at this time, and not just sensitive emotionally, but sensitive psychically. Okay, now how you see yourself today, Taurus? You have the Princess of Cups in reverse. Okay, so some of you could be feeling disappointed about something. Something didn't go the way you had hoped, or someone disappointed you and let you down. The Princess of Cups can be very immature, though. She doesn't know how to properly express her feelings. Even if she's been disappointed, she might act out, or she might pout, or she might... you could be dealing with a younger child who is like this, a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, who is, they're highly emotional, highly excitable. But what I'm getting here is because her cup is upside down, it's empty. It's a feeling of having lost something or feeling disappointed about something, but not in a major way, just kind of like you had hoped something would be better or more fulfilling or more satisfying, and it wasn't. This can also be the case that someone has let you down or disappointed you as well. A theme for you this week, Taurus, we have the Prince of Staves in reverse. Okay. This is that fire sign energy, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Now, some of you could have fire sign in your chart or be dealing with a fire sign. I'm definitely getting this is like usually some heavy energy, some frustrating energy. If you are dealing with a fire sign, I feel like they're frustrating to be around, or we could also be dealing with some communication issues here. The big picture for you this week, and the theme this week, is that you could be dealing with someone who is very childish. The Prince of Staves in reverse is someone who can throw temper tantrums. They might hide behind their blankie and pout when they're not getting their way. So I really see someone here who can be acting out a lot of their emotions. They may be frustrated but not show it, or they just don't know how to express their feelings in a mature way. Okay, so something to keep in mind. Also, I would say here in terms of messaging, communication, there could be some delays in that receiving that communication, or if you're hoping to hear from someone, there may be delays in hearing from that person, or maybe they aren't saying what you hope that they would say. So kind of like just keep your expectations in check when it comes to communication. It looks like there's some difficulties coming up there. Something you have already learned that will be useful for you to remember is the King of Cups in reverse. I do see here that you could be dealing with a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. In this deck, his name is Mark. So Mark is the King of Cups here. I don't know, maybe you're dealing with a Mark, or someone's who has like a short name like that. Mark, Mike, Mary, even it could be a female or a male. I am seeing a male energy coming up here in your past, or an energy in your past here. Now, the King of Cups is someone who is really emotionally unavailable, and that is because they've already used up all of their positive emotions on someone else or something else. This person can also have a drinking problem. They may be abusing alcohol or other substances, but I feel like here this person is completely emotionally unavailable, or just has a lot of intense negative feelings. And what they do is they kind of shut down. They just don't open up. They can't. They don't have anything to give, so they kind of appear to be what happens when water is frozen. They kind of freeze. So I guess a lesson that you might be learning, or that's something you've already learned, is that maybe you're dealing with someone you know that this is what they're like, or this is how they respond to difficult feelings. I'm definitely seeing here an energy of someone who is very emotionally unavailable. very immature when it comes to handling their feelings, or just does not have anything left in their heart at this time, or they didn't at the time, so they couldn't open up to you, or they're having trouble. If this is your energy, you are having trouble opening up because you just needed time to heal. A challenge for you this week is the Three of Arrows in reverse. So this is about possibly getting out of the memory of a painful love triangle, healing from a broken heart, letting go of some pain, starting to see the benefits of, pulling these arrows, little arrows out of your heart one by one. So I definitely feel like whatever the heartbreak was, it already happened, and now your challenge is to heal from that. Don't ignore your feelings, don't ignore the pain that it's caused you, but definitely try to heal from those words that were spoken, those the way that you were treated, or the way that you feel someone treated you that was very hurtful. A lesson you're learning now, Taurus. We have the Nine of Coins in reverse. The Nine of Coins in reverse is someone who can be financially or emotionally dependent on others for their money, for emotional stability. They could even be someone that's missing someone, could be an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, or someone that is very needy. So the Nine of Coins upright is about being self-reliant, being independent financially, growing your wealth, financial freedom, just freedom in general. So you might be learning a little bit here regarding, I feel like this is tied to your money, and what happens when maybe your money is tied up with another person's money. What happens when you are now financially dependent on someone else, or emotionally dependent on someone else for your paycheck, your money. What happens when someone else is really needy and dependent on you? Because we have dependency here. So you're learning more about what that is, and possibly the word codependency might be coming up for you a lot. So something to explore there. I definitely see someone here who could potentially want to not be in this position, so they're learning by having to go through something really painful, learning what happens when you don't have the financial freedom, when you don't have your own money set aside, or your own, you can't take care of yourself, you can't be alone by yourself for very long. Sometimes we have to learn the hard way, that's just the way, it's the school of life, So a gift you will receive this week, we have the Six of Arrows in reverse. So that you may want to leave some situation behind, you may want to travel away, you may want to leave a person behind, you may want to heal psychologically. But what I'm seeing here is, interestingly enough, the gift you will receive this week is that you're going to stay put. You may even experience some travel delays. Some of you might say, well, how is that a gift, especially when it comes to my own healing. And the Six of Arrows can indicate treading water, or really not being able to move on. And so the message here is that you're not meant to necessarily move away or move on just yet. There's still some things here that possibly, like your money situation, your heart, that need healing, but leaving is not the answer, okay? There's also possibly here someone returning, someone coming back into the picture. I'm also seeing here being given the gift of, even if you'd like to move away, or you'd like to heal psychologically, emotionally, etc., or even move away from whoever this person is or this influence is, the gift that you're receiving is, possibly having some time to really think about that, what that means. Sometimes just staying where you are gives you the ability to sort things out. Okay, so even if you perceive to be a lack of movement as something that's not a gift, they're saying that this is a gift for you, that you even if you were hoping that you could just zoom out of there, or just leave the past behind, or just forget about it, cancel it, you're being given an opportunity to kind of review here a little bit. Not so fast. They're saying not so fast. There's certain things that you now have the time to work through, and you can do that where you are. Taurus, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. I do hope you guys have a wonderful week. It feels the energies are a little bit heavy for you this week. There's definitely some frustration with communication. You might be dealing with a water sign. I think that, there is healing that needs to take place. And they don't want you to ignore this, specifically this heartbreak here. There's something that you still need to work on for yourself, for your own healing. And they don't want you to ignore that pain, because it's telling you something. All right, so be ready to dive deep this week and to do some work on yourself. I'm going to leave it right there. Hope you guys have a wonderful week and take care.